Hello and welcome back to edupediaworld.com. After discussing about price determination under perfect competition, we'll be continuing with price determination under monopoly. Now, what is a monopoly? Monopoly is a type of market structure where there is just one single seller of the product. He is selling a product which has no close substitute, or rather say if we calculate the cross elasticity of demand of that particular product, we will get a cross elasticity which is equal to 0 or say negative. And also there are significant barriers to entry in that particular market, so high that in fact no other producer can enter the industry. So in short, we can say that monopoly is a type of industry where there is just one firm and that one firm makes the whole industry. Now let's see that what are the reasons which led to the formation of the monopoly. Here are some causes and it leads to formation of some different kinds of monopolies. Let's have a look at them. First one is legal restrictions. Now some monopolies are created by law which are for public interest. For example, in India we have Indian Railways, we have Electricity Distribution Board, we have Indian Airlines, and these sectors are created and law has restricted other private competitors to enter these sectors. So these sectors have monopolies and those monopolies are called franchise monopolies. The other cause is that some producers have complete control over the key raw materials which are used in the production process. That's why other producers cannot enter in that particular industry. We can take the example of Aluminium Company of America. It has monopolized the aluminum industry before World War II because it has acquired control over almost all resources of bauxite supply. Now such monopolies are known as raw material monopolies. Then monopolies are also created due to efficiency in production, and that is found basically in imperfect market conditions. It may be the result of long experience, innovative ability, financial strength, availability of market finance at lower cost. So such monopolies occur due to the efficiency in production. Now monopolies also occur due to economies of scale, and this gives rise to natural monopolies. See, when the cost related to a particular production process is so high that it is not possible for a single firm to enter into it, and if a particular firm tries to decrease that particular cost by increasing the scale, that is, it is actually accruing the benefits related to the economies of scale. Due to this also monopolies are formed, and these type of monopolies which are formed due to the economies of scale are known as natural monopolies. If some other firm wants to enter in this particular type of business in order to get the benefits, then the main firm can cut down the prices in order to kill the competition in the market. So such type of monopolies which are formed due to increase in the economies of scale are known as natural monopolies. So these are the various kinds of monopolies and the causes due to which such type of monopolies occur. Now we will see that how price and output decisions are taken in the short run. Let's see that. As I told you that under monopoly, the producer is the only single seller of the product, and as compared to the perfect competition, here the producer is the price maker, not the price taker. So let's see that how price and output are determined under short run in monopoly. We'll show it with the help of a graph. On x-axis, I will depict the quantity, and on y-axis I will show the prices. Now see here, because the producer don't have to take the industry prices, and in fact he himself can determine the demand. He can and in fact has the option and in fact also the power to reduce the price and sell more, and he can raise the price and still retain some customers because customers do not have any option to go with any other substitute. So the demand curve for the producer here is a curve which is sloping downward. This is the demand curve. Now this demand curve depicts the average revenue curve also. Because the average revenue will follow the law of demand, and accordingly whatever the price the producer is charging, he will get increased and decreased demand according to that. Now what about the marginal revenue curve? The marginal revenue curve, because average revenue is constantly falling, so the effect of this on marginal revenue will be that it will fall, and in fact at a much more faster pace as compared to the average revenue curve. So again we get a marginal revenue curve which is below the average revenue curve because it falls at a much faster pace as compared to the average revenue curve. Now see, how do we get the optimum quantity, that is optimum output to be produced? It will be through the marginal cost curve. The marginal cost curve will take the same shape as under perfect competition. So this is the marginal cost curve, the short run marginal cost curve. Now we see here that the marginal cost curve cuts the marginal revenue curve at point E. This is the equilibrium point, and here the quantity to be produced is, the optimum quantity to be produced has been determined. Why so? Because at this particular point our marginal revenue is equals to marginal cost, and we say that this is the profit maximizing output. So this is the profit maximizing output which has been determined. Now the producer has to sell only this output, but how to determine the price, that is what price the producer will charge? So for that the producer can increase the price of the product up till a point where he is getting demand for the product, that is the demand curve. Now at this particular point the price has been determined. So we see here that the producer will be producing and selling OQ quantity at price OP. This is the optimum quantity to be sold and this is the optimum price. That is the profit maximizing price of the output. Now, can you make out from this graph that whether the producer is making profits or losses? No, we are still missing upon one more curve, that is the average cost curve, which will decide that whether the firm is making profit or losses. So let's make the average cost curve. It will again take the same shape as was in the perfect competition. So this is the average cost curve, the short run average cost curve. Now, how do we determine that whether the producer is making profit or losses? See, the total revenue of the firm is denoted by if I name this point as M, so the total revenue of the firm is OPMQ, that is this particular portion. Fine. Now we see here that the average cost curve is below the average revenue curve, so definitely the firm is making profit. But by what amount? See, the average cost curve has cut the price curve, that is the total price of the commodity curve. At this particular point, we name it as N. So, up till this particular portion shows the cost, and this whole portion shows the revenue. So what is our total cost? Our total cost is equal to, if I name it as suppose P0. So OP0 NQ is our total cost. How do we determine the profit? Profit will be equal to total revenue minus total cost, which will be equal to OPMQ minus OP0NQ. So we get this portion, that is P0PMN. This particular portion is the profit of the firm. So we see here, see, I have shown you a condition where this particular monopoly is making profits, and that too supernormal profits. Now, does this depicts that under short run the monopoly will always make supernormal profits? Basically, there is no certainty that a monopoly will always earn economic or supernormal profit under short run. Whether a monopoly earns profit or normal profit or incur losses, it depends upon the following conditions, that is what is its cost and what is its revenue conditions, what is the threat from potential competitors in the market, then what is the government policy. If the government takes a policy against the monopoly can run into losses. Now, if a monopoly operates at a level where marginal revenue is equals to marginal cost, it's definitely a profit situation. That is, it will show that the monopoly is producing profit optimizing output. But now this will also depend that whether the monopoly is earning profits or not, it will depend upon the situation of average revenue and average cost. Revising upon, if average revenue is greater than the average cost, then obviously the monopoly is earning economic profit. If average revenue is equal to the average cost, then the monopoly is into normal profit. And if the average revenue is less than the average cost, then definitely the monopoly is into losses. But certainly this is only theoretically possible. In practical cases, we don't see that monopoly is running into losses. That is, their average revenue is in very less cases less than the average cost. So in this session we have learned about that how price and output is determined in short run under monopoly. In the next session we will be continuing with price and output determination in long run under monopoly. Till then, have a nice time and thank you for watching Edupedia World.